Hey props community, I'm back. I'm Venus Black from the YouNow app. We'll start off with a disclaimer. I do not now nor have I ever worked for YouNow Incorporated or Props Project IO, their affiliates or their subsidiaries. I am from the YouNow app as a user. I am apparently I also have to declare this. I am also I just recently joined Camfrog, but I am not yet part of their community. That's a question that has come up. So I wanted to start off with an apology. For the past 2 weeks, what I have been dealing with is I've had 3 deaths in the family, a corneal transplant. I was also not prepared prior to surgery that my eye would take on the look of Bionic Woman. I did not see the Cyber Venus disclaimer in the medical, the medical disclaimers and all that. So I know I make jokes about it being, being Bionic Woman and whatnot, but it's not easy to look in the mirror and realize that there's a possibility that I'm going to be completely disfigured for the rest of my life. So, I am autistic, and the way that my autism presents is, when I'm under high stress, I get incredibly emotional, and I'm going to try to get through this video without getting overly emotional. The overall message, I've watched the video from last week back, and the overall message was not clear exactly as to who I was speaking to when I was making all these bold claims. YouNow support has been reaching out to users for at least 2 months. I know of at least, somewhere around a dozen users who have been told by YouNow support that it is a violation of TOS to purchase props outside of the network. The reason for this is, from a financial perspective, the people that have all their comments to say about how I don't know what I'm talking about and blah, 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 they're totally right. I don't know what I'm talking about. If this was just a traditional cryptocurrency, it is not. Props also has a basic attention token status attached to it because of its use case within these video streaming platforms. In order to retain the basic attention of your users, you have to gamify the network a tiny bit, which Jonathan Sella and Adi Seidman have painstakingly worked with their teams to create. When people from within the network are purchasing these tokens, they are actually throwing a wrench into the relatively fair game that they have established for the users within that network. If users come in and they see a game that is unfairly balanced, the likelihood that they're going to stay is slim to none. If they see a game where their content is not being valued, if they see a game where their individual gifts are not being valued, the basic attention goes down, 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 down. Thus, your investment dies. So the financial aspect of props is probably, 20 to 30% of the actual value of props itself. The majority of the value is within the basic attention and retention, because having constant rollover of people coming in and out of the system does not give you value. It has the attention, but you need a community that is, it's not going to be, it's not going to be like Wizard of Oz and everybody's happy and, there's like flowers growing everywhere. But you've got to have a relative level of happiness that the people have to be accepting of the standards that are there. So when you have people that are coming in from inside of the network, buying outside props at a very, very deflated rate, you are undervaluing all of our broadcasters. There's a whole bunch of psychological studies and human behavioral studies that'll support what I'm saying, but when you treat people better than what they are, they tend to behave better than what they are. I wanted to highlight just a couple of broadcasters, starting with Bratty Cupcakes. She is a personality, but at her core, well, a lot of her broadcasting is very sexually charged, but at her core, she is an artist, and she's a writer, she is a singer, she is a rapper, she is she's a pretty well-rounded person. You have Erica McKenzie, who is a full-time student and a singer, a MUA. We have Emma McGann, who is another songstress. She is a professional musician outside of the YouNow network, and she comes in and broadcasts, sings, and performs for us, I think about 5 times a week. Kristen B. Sharp is another one. She has a heart condition. She teaches crochet, keeping our grandmother's art alive. We have Mayada the princess, who is a little bit of a princess. Jeremiah Daly, who is another singer, whose music is always there for me when I'm down. Brent Morgan music is another one with a voice like butter. And these people, they are your gold standard. As much as I've been criticized for my tears and my over-emotionalism, my kind of attachment is exactly what you're looking for as an investment. You're investing in my attachment because that is what's going to make you money. My happiness in these apps is what's going to make you money. These people and their happiness in the app is what's going to make you money. Not trading at a deflated rate, not listening to these broadcasters who are trying to get themselves a leg up within our YouNow system. I am probably too attached. I'm definitely probably too attached to the community members, and the truth is, I wouldn't change that either. I think this is an example of how most of our broadcasters in our community, we're a family. We're not like other places. And when you come in and you start talking about the developmentally delayed, the physically disabled, the mentally ill, and how worthless their opinions are, you're talking about the YouNow community. The YouNow community is, I have never met anybody who doesn't fall under one of those under one of those guidelines at all. I speak for our community. I do not speak for the company. I don't speak for our CEO, and I definitely don't speak for the teams behind it or the algorithms. Those speak for themselves, and they have their own spokesperson. I am the only spokesperson for the community. So, to cover toxicity, to me, it's far more toxic to make fun of somebody because of a disability, because they are facing challenges, and because they have an emotional reaction to something, than it is to have the emotional reaction, to have an attachment, and to acknowledge that that is where my value is. Have a nice day.